going on, everyone? How was your day? Hope it was well. Now, it's this story that's been floating around social media for a couple of days now. I've only seen the headline. I've seen a couple seconds out of Perp Walk, and that's about it. The headline itself, it was, 22-year-old man assaults a 94-year-old woman in broad daylight. Now, I'm looking at one of the censuses here on one of my monitors. 22-year-old man accused of assaulting a 94-year-old woman in broad daylight. It's been floating everywhere. Every social media app, site, news forum, it's been all over. So this has to, I mean, just for the headline alone is absolutely insane. But let's check it out here together and see what actually, let's get the actual story here. Now I have a video, and then I have the link that will be in the description. So let's get into it.
Very tough one. It's unspeakable, really. A 94-year-old woman raped right here in Baton Rouge tonight.
Okay, so it's in Louisiana.
They worked through the night to identify their suspect and arrest him. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, is here now with what neighbors have to say about this, who, as you can imagine, are stunned, and what may make you even more mad is the suspect's troubling criminal history. Chris.
All right, let me stop it right here. For a second. I've noticed lately, and when I say lately, that means I'm not sure how loud I am. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Watched a couple of my previous videos. I wasn't too happy with the audio, so I went out here and picked up this new mic. But I've noticed lately, when I say lately, that means last few years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe even longer than that. We get these huge stories, these crime stories that end up popping up, just like this one that's all over social media. And then we look at the accused person, the suspect, and they have such a lengthy criminal history. 8 arrests, 9 arrests, double-digit arrests. And eventually, people like that, they're going to do something possibly like this accused person here that's going to affect someone else's life permanently. You see petty crimes and things like that, robberies, long lists of a criminal history. Then it's that one crime that completely is going to affect their life, put them behind bars where they should be. But unfortunately, there's a victim out there and a victim's family that's going to be changed forever. But let's continue on.
Jeremiah Taylor is no stranger to law enforcement. In fact, he was just released from jail in January for a slew of other charges. Tonight, neighbors on...
This is what I'm talking about. I would like... Oh, again, hopefully I'm not too loud. I would like to know, what did he just get out of jail for? And another thing, when you look at these people that have these long lists of criminal history, long rap sheet, as they would say, right? You would think a couple of times in jail, right, in prison, would change somebody, right? Completely like, hey, I did that. I don't want to go back there. 4, 5, 6, 7 times, they must love it there. Let's continue on.
East Black Oak Drive near Park Forest and Sherwood Forest are stunned.
This is what
Jeremiah,
this
did
is
you
what I
rape
had
a
seen.
94-year-old woman?
No.
This is what I had
What was
seen.
that?
No.
You didn't do that?
No.
So what is this?
I don't know, man. I don't rape no body, man.
Wearing handcuffs and only speaking with profanities, 22-year-old Jeremiah Taylor is accused of the unthinkable. Investigators say he raped a 94-year-old woman who lived on this street in Baton Rouge in broad daylight.
Man.
Neighbors are stunned and say the woman always was outside, tending to her yard, and the neighbors all looked after her.
This is horrible.
Listen, yo. When I was a kid, right, lived with my grandmother, it was this older lady that lived across the street. Her husband's son built her at home. Little Italian lady, nice as someone can be. She would always be on the porch, wave to my grandmother. Grandmother would walk across the street, sit with her. Few houses down, there was a few more Italian ladies that would come down, sit on the porch. No one would bother them. No one would bother them. We would refer to her as grandma. No issues. How does someone 94 go through such a thing, man? Damn.
You know, Satan is busy, you know, and it is just bad. Stuff like this don't usually happen around here. And, you know, everybody looks out. That was a sweet woman.
It's sad.
Right.
It's shit. Nothing like that be happening in the neighborhood. Really, that's sad. That's sick.
The WAFBI team first to report Taylor's troubled past with arrests for rape, burglary.
Look, man, look. This is exactly what I'm talking about here, right? This is exactly what I'm talking about. So we have damage to the property, burglary, first degree in 2024. How the hell do you have, we're in only 2026. How did you do this? Well, you had, okay, the grape battery, second degree battery. How the hell are you out in 2026? That's not even a full 2 years. Guys, this is not a full 2 years. This is in August, right? We're in March. This is not a full 2 years. So how does this, okay, so are they saying possession of marijuana in jail? Okay, so these charges right here, a day later, these charges right here are from jail. So I'm guessing what happened was he brought in some weed into jail, misdemeanor sexual battery in jail, first degree aggravated vaginal in jail. If I'm understanding that correctly, first degree aggravated theft. That can't be a jail. What the hell did you steal in jail? Second degree battery, all of these charges. So I'm guessing, okay, so what I'm guessing here is he did this, right? He did this right here, August 29th. August 30, day later, right? He's in jail. He gets hit for all of these crimes. How the hell is he out for Christmas? He's damn near out for Christmas. The same year, this is December. Theft under $1,000, possession of marijuana. And then hold on. So you caught a grape charge here. And I hate saying, I prefer I could just say it, right? But you know how some social media sites are with that word. So he caught a first degree grape charge here in jail. If I'm reading correctly, he caught another grape charge. So I'm guessing what I'm guessing is this is on a CO, if I'm reading this correctly. Okay, so I want to make a little correction here. I'm going through and I'm editing the video right here, and I see that on the left side it said date filed, and arrest date. So as I'm looking at it, the date still kind of confused me, to be completely honest. So I'm guessing there's one charge that was filed on August 29th. Then the arrest. So I'm guessing he went to jail for first degree rape, possibly committed a rape in jail on the 29th. What I am reading is 2, maybe 3 actual rapes he committed. I'm not too sure. If anyone understands this better than I do, please explain it to me. but I just wanted to make a small correction for what I see that a mistake that I made as I was going through the video, right? Now, how the hell does he get a third one? So he gets a hat trick in 2024. Like, how's this guy still, like, again, how is he out less than 2 years later? How does that happen? So the 27th, first degree. So was he just on a little spree right here? So he got 27, 29, 24, simple burglary, unauthorized entry, theft, violation of protective order. That's violation of protective order. Okay, so that was this year. So this guy was just saying he didn't do that. He didn't do that to that woman. That's what he's saying, right? This damn boom armor is kicking my ass. It's kicking my ass right now. So that's what he's saying, right? When I look at all these charges, again, less than a year later, what do we got to, I mean, we have to assume, right? That we have to assume that he did what they're saying he did. Look, 29, 30. What was the second degree? First degree. 1, 2, 3. Those are 4 times. Let's watch
unauthorized entry, all within the past 2 years. The WAFBI team found his most recent arrest was dismissed by District Attorney Hiller Moore's office, allowing Taylor back out on the streets. The frustration palpable for detectives who repeatedly see the same offenders over and over.
It is a source of contention. It is a source of frustration on our department and with our officers. Why this is happening is some questions that I would love y'all to ask the rest of the judicial system.
Following yesterday's raid, detectives worked quickly, putting photos out on Crime Stoppers Friday morning, and the community responded with an incredible amount of tips.
Within just minutes of us releasing those photos, the public reached out to us and was able to give us information about the location of the suspect.
That's good.
Our
Get this.
detectives then went and were able to arrest the suspect within just a few minutes in the same vicinity.
For neighbors who look after neighbors, if he's found guilty, many of them say they want to see Taylor pay the ultimate price. They want to see the state seek castration in this case and more.
I don't think he deserves to live.
Yeah, Louisiana.
That ain't enough.
You're not a South.
That ain't enough. You still can walk around. That lady ain't even gonna ever be right again after this.
You're lucky you didn't catch him. You know, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow.
Chief Moore says the evidence is overwhelming as this investigation continues.
When you're looking at one of the most vulnerable parts of our population, the elderly, to take advantage of them in this way, you know, horrendous, unacceptable. I don't know what word you really use. I'm really dumbfounded to try to explain it.
Multiple,
Sources tell
man.
the I-team the victim in this case received some pretty serious injuries, including broken bones during the attack. Taylor is locked up in the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail with no bond this evening. For the WAFBI team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Greg.
Yo, when you see a situation like that, and as the chief was saying, how is it as law enforcement officers when you see a criminal history, you see a person with that type of criminal history, and you see them back on the street, you're arresting them for something different, you're arresting them for the same thing. How does that make an officer feel? How does that make a department, sheriff's office? How does that make all of those people that go out there and do their job? How does that make them feel? It has to make them feel like they're not doing their jobs, right? It has to. It has to make them feel like they're not doing their job, or possibly, or their job, or I should say, it really should probably make them feel like they're not doing anything. All of this means nothing, right? So as I was looking up, trying to pull this link and pull this video, I did come across something. Now I only looked at, again, I've only looked at the headline for it, I'm gonna pull it up right here. Rape charges dismissed against suspect now accused of raping a 94-year-old woman. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it and let's see what actually happened. How did this guy get off for this? Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Baton Rouge Parish District Attorney's Office says a lack of witness contact led to the dismissal of prior. Oh, okay. So this what this okay. What this is saying is one of the previous charges that we seen were dismissed. So it wasn't this one. Because I was about to say, how the hell was this? How did this one get dismissed? And it's only been, what, a couple days. So that's what they're saying. They're saying one of the previous ones were dismissed. Okay. Jeremiah Taylor was arrested Friday in connection with, I'm just going to say it, with the rape of the 94-year-old woman. First reported Friday that Taylor had been released from jail the day after the DA's office dismissed a separate rape charge against him in January. So he was released. First reported Friday that Taylor had been released from jail the day after. Okay, so he got released when the DA dismissed one of the charges back in January. Okay. District Attorney Hiller Moore issued a statement explaining the January dismissal, saying his office was unable to locate the victim in the prior case. It was one of the four, right? Despite my office's attempts to contact the victim, we could not do so, not by the lack of cooperation of the victim, but that our attempts to locate her were unsuccessful. How long did they, I mean, this is what, 2 years? I don't know how that works. I truly don't. I don't know how that works. Moore said, well, the victim's testimony, we could not proceed to trial. Damn. So I mean, but hold on. Okay, as I'm thinking about this, right? That's what, one of four? If I have it correctly, that's one of four. So okay, so if you dismiss one of them, there's three others, right? Or do I have it wrong and there's two others? Okay, let's say there's two others. Okay, maybe I have it wrong. Maybe there's only really one charge where they could keep this guy in jail where he wouldn't be. Again, this is not something 20 years ago. This is from 2 years ago. Those four charges, if I have it correctly, those four charges were from 2 years ago. How the hell are you out doing crimes like that less than 2 years, right? This is crazy, man. This is crazy, but at least they got him. It's nice to see the community come together, you know, and helping out the local authorities to put this guy away, man. I hope whatever the maximum is for whatever they charge him for, I hope he get. Get in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, man. It's scary world out here. You guys be safe. Catch you on the next one.